Chesa. Welcome to Chesa TV, the voice of the streets. Yes, I told you today, Nali, the queen of the revolution. Queen B for revolution. Yes, this is Baba Rebecca Selomo. Welcome to Chesa TV.
Thank you so much.
Chesa.
I appreciate being here.
Oh yeah, we also appreciate you being here. We're in the presence of greatness, guys. We're thinking a living legend is here in the house.
Oh, bye.
As you can see what's happening here. As you can see, you know. So, Baba, tell us about you. We're interested in your story.
Okay.
We'd like to know, Baba,
which story? Because there are many stories to tell. But Baba, I'm a mother of 3. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, and most of all, I'm a community activist.
For sure. So this started from Khale. Who inspired you to be in politics?
Obviously, my mom. Selomo. I was born in a family where everything was about community this, community that. So my mom was a chairperson in a political organization, UDM.
Yeah.
So that's when my politics started, my consciousness started.
Yeah.
Then, here I am.
For sure.
I'm deep into politics. My life, it's about struggle, it's about community development. It's about ensuring that there's a voice for young women. That's my life.
So even in primary you understood already there's things called politics?
I remember the first elections in 1994. I was still in primary. I was in grade 1. Varkesap A then. So my father was working for IEC, but then my mother now voted then. So we had our own elections, and everyone had to choose the political parties, and so there has been always that thing, your consciousness.
So where are you from actually?
Wanakasi, Maholereng, home to town. I owe my being to home to town, and then Katana school no Malema primary, then Kaya Akashia, and then war school Nils through, then Kaya Pitor. That's where my activism heightened. Go Pretoria.
For sure. High school, you had only involved one.
High school, not really, but I was even my conversations. I remember Nale, my friend, were the first black people to win a debate. We won a debate championship. And then also I remember Nekili prefect to hostel. And hostel arena, Nernali rise dynamics where Mahwa Adula downstairs, Wasutu Adulas downstairs. But there were specific rooms for the prefect. And another room as the prefect. Jaco upstairs nedifedile. Jelong horjo naki downstairs and it was empty. I forced myself for kidule downstairs. But also not because Kinyoko Dulal Maho, but because I'm entitled to that special room. But most of the time Neki spend with my people go upstairs. So that's when that political activism
was that? Mahwale was universal mix.
Nersa Duli in the same floor.
Blacks come on.
Nerdula upstairs, so to Mahwa Dula. I wonder who Joango, but it has always been like that.
You have been questioning why?
I remember at some point in a Kongwe, go dining hall, was and Saranakamazzo. Mahwa would say, one die. Now would be like one die. So this thing racism is big, is deep, is deep. But we did experience a bit of that in the school.
So high school, then which party, which what?
So my political history. Like I said, my mom was a leader of the UDM, one of the founding members. So when I got exposed into politics, UDM, I started being active go TUT. There was no branch of UDM students. I was still young.
Yeah.
I launched a branch at UDM students. I remember because they associated that organization with Maxos. And then from there, I remember when I left UDM Cabo 2021, somewhere there. No, not 2021, 2009.
Yeah.
We had now branches, Jama students in all the campuses. When I left, I was the Secretary General at the national level of the student movement.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and that's when my activism heightened. I remember we had a youth organization in Rolaji. You were part of that organization when we were still young.
Sure.
Home to our youth ambassadors, promote art in Mola, cleaning campaigns. It was a really nice movement to Toma. Yeah, and then but 2006 we started our own NGO, Youth Development in Action, as young people who were having the same thinking. And we started being active, advocating for youth development. And then I got elected as a member of South African Youth Council. Nationally, I was an NEC member, South African Youth Council, where we were, it is a civil society youth organization, Bizika Youth Development. And yeah, there's a lot to tell. Yeah, got 2000 but I became part of what we call Presidential Working Group on Youth, where we were monitoring the implementation of Youth Policy 2020. So Neri hold the government department accountable and all those things. So we formed FRAC at this activism.
Verify, eh?
Yeah.
So like, now tell me, how many organizations have you been part of? The NGO, the movement?
So let me just say, currently, I'm a political activist. I'm a member of the South African Communist Party. The Communists. I'm serving as the district spokesperson. District meaning Waterberg as a whole. Yeah. And then I am also a facilitator for the Young Urban Women Movement. Which is a movement it empowers young women, it teaches young women. So I'm a facilitator. I teach young women political education, but also we empower them to advocate on their issues. We are supporting victims of GBV. I am also with the Benchmark Foundation. I'm part of what we call the Community Monitoring School. What we do, we assist communities write their own story. So like Mom Kopani, we've got 6 monitors as part of the facilitation team. We help edit their story, but also I'm a community support and license officer where I work with Mantuna Mangwe in mining affected communities where we advise and support on issues that in mine.
Wow. Okay, talking about young women, urban
movement.
Yes. Why women? What about men?
You know that question, whenever there is a male in the room, you will ask that thing. But as we speak now, looking at the statistics, women are still komra. You'll ask yourself, why ya go di community go di soccer ground go tletše bashimane ba dlala bolo mara there is never a community, or even if you're on is not as strong, there is no strong tournaments that in netball as compared to jadi soccer. It's because young women are at home taking care of their the kids. Young women are cooking, young women are, so young women do not have an opportunity. That is why even if we can say women empowerment 50-50, but because of the system from the family to the community, the barriers young women are out there. So we teach young women, we teach even our parents, let's men and women are equal, because young women are suffering from what we call time poverty. Well, if it high school, you continue with your education. So they don't have time, young women. So we really need to not only empower but liberate, because they need to be liberated.
Now I get it. So what about the guys? Don't you want to do something for them too?
We do. I mean, we have a soccer team, bulletproof club, the young women. We do. In fact, youth development does not look at gender, but looking at the current reality, there's an inequality in our society where company banna ke bona ba ileng gore ba sa tshwere the business banna ba sa tshwere. So we want to balance banna ba mo basadi ba mo. The reason go those systematic barriers or systemic barriers the hamper development of women. So as much as yes we agree, because we want to be in the same thinking, we want young men to understand that both men and women are equal. Mara because of the way because of they were socialized to think that men are more superior. Those who are listening but reality we are both human beings. We are different. We are different. I cannot be as strong as a man. But that does not make a man more superior than a woman. We are all equal.
Or that's it, but
well,
in a family dynamic.
A family dynamic. Well, hey, I know I'll differ with many people. I have my own view.
Sure.
As human beings, we've got different skills, different talents, we need to respect one another. So in a relationship we are partners. On a lighter note. But it's up to you. It's up to you who's the head or who must lead. Marana, I believe in equal respect. Let's cooperate. So we are all equal.
So when what made you interested in helping people? Like some people will be like, "I take it So when are you conscious about women, about children, about community? Why are you so concerned?
Like I know nothing but community development. I think as in Jekerola, I got experience to matatara facing to society, and I got in spaces where we are always looking for solutions to problems that we are faced with, to a point where it becomes part of me. Like it develops into the action, then it's like it's me, man. It's my life. I don't see myself doing any other thing, to a point where one can't even get employed because the type of work that we do, and those who are in power, is a problem. So it's just me.
It's in the system.
It's in the system.
Started Kapozi.
Started Karai. But not all of us Karai we are like that. But I started Karai.
For sure. And you've been traveling. Revolution stuff or what?
This work, to a certain extent, it will expose you to other communities. So my travel started in 2012, where as the NGO that I told you about, Youth Development in Action, we were having a campaign, cleaning, environmental campaign, to share young people around Tshwane on issues of environment. And then there was an opportunity by the Department of Environmental Affairs then to train economic development and climate change in developing countries. And out of how many people? Out of 20-something people who applied, I managed to get that opportunity. I went to do that training in China. Yes, in China, in Beijing. And Guangzhou. It was a beautiful experience. Some of the things that shaped me, because I got exposed to other people from other developing countries within the world. I remember remember I had a very good friend from Liberia, and I got to realize that our problems are not unique, but as South Africa, we are more privileged, and there are some things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
And then in 2024, through my work with the young urban women, I went to Mozambique for a conference, Aphrodite, where it was activists and academics throughout the African continent, issues of debt. Africa ya kolota, and Mara kolota, those who are kolota, they are exploiting us, issues of reparations and all those things. And then last year also I got an opportunity to represent young urban women in South Africa in what we call a global convening, where all young urban women branches within the world, and then I was representing South Africa where we were discussing issues of young women.
Hey, you've been around. Yeah,
there's nothing. That's why I'm picture Queen Bee of the Revolution.
Yeah, you've been around. So China, how was China for you?
Hey, China is a different country, hey? Different country. Where you learn that the people there, the discipline, the hard work. But Africa, we are too open, we are too social. They are focused on the bigger picture. But also they are very innovative, very disciplined. China are disciplined guys in the 2 times. So I also went to China last year again through the South African Communist Party, where we had discussion with the Communist Party of China and the party, and where I've learned without discipline, without being clear with revolutionary theory, counter so I've learned a lot to China, and it contributed to my political growth.
For sure. So okay, now let me just ask you something about Mokopane. Mokopane, looking at the youth in Mokopane, the opportunity in Mokopane and the mine and stuff. Do you think only youth opportunity or but you are too much, they don't even see what's going on? Or what?
There is this perception that young people are ignorant, young people Baswaba Mkopane are not unique. It's not that young people of Mkopane were ignorant. The system is created in a way that Baswa Vafeleja disgruntled and Baba so desperate. Mkopane itself, man, is Mukopane is like Eden, there's everything. We have mineral. The critical mineral ma capital banyoko rutweja. Now, the renality mineral mabuare na Mukopane, we have rich agricultural land. Water scarce. That's why we have rich water sources. But because of system when we teach young urban women a neoliberal system, putting profit before people, if is not taking care of the people, this neoliberal and capitalist system, to a point where young people of Mukopane, they are neglected. They are neglected to a point where all things bad. You'll talk about alcohol abuse, they are victims of the system that as part of our political activities, we are trying to seek an alternative system. As a member, as a communist, we are saying this capitalist system is not working. We need a system it will change. Before level profit.
So system make here break it down. I can just the layman. I wish you buy. Mara, what can explain it? What can explain like maybe I was like system here come with a mangona. It's so
okay. Let's look at Mukopane. Let me make it simple. Mukopane is a mineral-rich country, and one of the company jelong hor diata di mineral. So, Renaba Tom Kopani, Sama Tomo, the way do we feature in the decision yago miner? as batho ba Mokopane. We don't feature, we just see a mining company idea. That's how the system is. And system idea ke melao ya naga, idea ke the way re dang dilo in the country. So the way re dang dilo, we are too focused on profit than go tlhokomela batho. That is the system e re phelang ka gare ga yona. For example, Maban Premier Nadile speech a bolela ka gore we getting investment as a province, and then by investment through mining, energy, something like water infrastructure. So that mining itself, the money that we get, we don't look at the injustices that comes with mining. Injustices kaya skimming, but was skimming the relocation, we don't look at that because we're looking at the profit that comes with mining, and that profit will not even benefit but from that community. Economy, mining, agriculture and tourism, like if they are not properly led and was not a proper leadership, a coordinator, those economic opportunity to translate into tangible livelihood for young people. Things like the tender.
Yeah.
For example, spelling security ke tender, right? All just tender only statements as like political party, but it's something that we've always been saying. Tender security one budget to 15,000-20,000 somewhere there, estimate. Mara security ojo annually 4,000. What happens to the rest of the money? And working job security. Tender, your job is not secured, and those are the type of economic opportunity where there exist. Now people are getting employment by 6 months contract. You are budgeted 20,000, 4,000. The rest is So how do we share the wealth of the country when what we call privatization? Some of the things are characteristic of a capitalist system.
It goes deep, ne?
It's very deep. It's very deep. That's young women. If you are a young woman, you are in Mokopane and you are not part of the young urban women. You will not get liberated. That's why you are missing out. These young women now understand the problems that you are encountering is not because you are ignorant or lazy or what. They are systemic, and for us to liberate ourselves, we need to find an alternative system to this neoliberal and capitalist system.
So how can young women join the movement?
The movement
is there requirements or what?
Young women, I'm gonna be about technology. The movement is a Facebook page. Young Urban Women Movement Mokopane.
Okay.
Go to that page, get information. We are also on TikTok. So it's open to any young women, to a point where we are saying even when you are over 35, come and join us, because the issues that we are educating women about are affecting women generally.
Okay. It's not only young. Okay.
Okay, it's young. The focus is on young women because they have their unique struggle.
Okay.
We also call on the LGBTQI community because it's one of the marginalized groupings. They suffer because of the system. We also encourage young people living with disabilities, come and join the movement, because we want to liberate you so that you can see yourself a way out of this oppressive system.
So what's your message to one of the youth from Kopan Belongor? They don't know what to do. Maybe they come from a broken family, or they come from poverty, and now they want to see themselves very successful. What is your message to them?
Well, while we acknowledge that this system is oppressive, this system is bad, but there have been good stories where people come out of their a very oppressive background. The most important thing, the one thing I can tell young people, know yourself. Know yourself, regardless of the situation, for as long as so knowing yourself is very important, because the moment you know yourself, you'll know your skills, you'll know your ability, you'll know channel your activities or channel your life through that talent and also reach out to people. You the real you are two different people.
Oh yeah, how's that? How's that?
Holy wena only take this so.
Yeah.
You've got your own character, you've got your own issues, you've got your own like who you are is different from holding strategy, because strategy you want to portray an image of someone who's in charge. You don't want to be vulnerable to anyone,
for sure,
which is good, but get someone that you talk to you are vulnerable to, because in Tongakur we are not facing the reality, our reality. When you face your reality, you can have ways to deal with the issues that you have. So young people, especially you have that thing you don't want to be vulnerable, you want to show your strength. But your strength is recognizing I have a problem and I need to talk to someone. There is always someone that you can talk to. Whether a problem there are always role models more community. Unfortunately, mainstream media, the role model at this moment for violent behavior. But there are always role models. They are willing to take in young people. They can give you advice. They can give you comfort. And also only go talk to a psychologist if you are feeling I can't make it. So the message, there's always hope. South Africa, young people are South Africa. Even if so what I know about young people, because I work with young people, they are so intelligent. The level of intellect is on it's massive. So they must just acknowledge that.
For sure.
And how do we channel it to more productive activities?
Yeah. So what do you think is the solution for all the village for like these broken families that we have now? Father and mother next thing everybody. I say mother and father give baby mama baby daddy. I say papa and mama. Understand? What do you think is the solution to this kind of thing? Because can I cause some GBV the most? You know, because of what you know what I'm saying? All this kind of thing. So more like depression. You know,
so like, you know, a capitalist society, things, the social ills this from the capitalist society. I can tell you that the fact that kamogai agona income utlisha matata manchinchi. So capitalist society kaboyona itlisha all this GBV wara everything is economic. But also it's true that generation ya rena it's we are raising bana without a family structure. And I can tell you that although most people will disagree with me, but what is because of our past, our history. The economic there is something called patriarchy where but also besides that, and we all know what happened. So all of that is because of this system until image. So the solution really get people to talk. Like when you are a man, have a role model. We long hore ka ga go na le malome. Bolela le malome. We are single parents. We are raising sons, and you cannot. You've never been a man, but bana ba rena they must talk to other male figures.
Sure.
But also we must learn as parents. We must acknowledge gore we are raising men and read gore bana ba rena ba be le support structure, because currently it's very bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, because again, yo, matata vela.
Capitalism. I can tell you, if we having now I believe the alternative system is a socialist system where I get capitalism is a system where but how few can you go in a weird language, but so my no also is making millions and millions of dollars, and then the idea it goes to
certain company,
individuals. But in a socialist society, the workers they own the means of production. So where the workers own the means of production, profit rate it becomes shared amongst the people.
Yes,
that's where hafula matata mancharena, because most of our problems, I can tell you, they emerge from finance, economy.
That's why kind of lockdown. Only so chaotic.
It was bad
because of one shelter and like you must be a man.
It was bad.
GBV or A. Sumar.
Chelete. Little politics, the ideology different. It was all based on chelete, because at the end of the day people must eat. So if we understand that, and unfortunately like I said before, a structure that coordinates the economy. How does it benefit the people are on their own. That is how a capitalist society is run on. And the government have taken a capitalist approach where government is people. Government is an institution of the people. Is an organ of people's power. So government but what is happening currently, government those few people, bureaucrats, and then there's a gap between the people and Turkey. People are now on their own. That's why Maspala will issue a communique this thing, Mara that thing comparing to the reality you'll ask yourself for what is because that's how capitalists. They are all looking at the bigger picture. They're all looking at the bigger picture. The maspala charna di rana kabarki the private entity. Adisarana jocheka institutions of the people, and that leaves the people discouraged. That leaves the people on their own. That leaves the people desperate. So what we need in our country is a leadership, and a leadership that is conscious of the material conditions of the people.
Wow. Ooh. I'm so touched. I think I'm sure you learned a lot. Unfortunately, but we're gonna have another part 2. Where she will tell us more, because you can see already you got more and more and more. And that's better, you know. Otherwise, Osbaba, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, thank you so much. We've learned so much. You opened our eyes. Like there is a board already. We are in this kind of a movie. I beg you, movie, you know.
And act, No, thank you so much. It was great being here, and anytime.
We're looking forward to doing another one with you.
Thank you so much.
Discussing about more of these other things. Next time we'll talk about men and women and also the LGBTQ.
Everything
in general.
Everything revolution. Thank you so much.
So your final words to the people?
Keep on keeping on. Let's not give up. You must just know you have the power. So RGM power in a back and dictate and do what needs to be done.
Okay, let's be like this. What's your message to the women out there?
to the women out there. Basadi, what I can say, gore, men and women are equal. Take back your power and do it, man. Do it. Come and join the movement. It empowers, educate, and ensures that women repel our right, but also respect your men.
So also message to the men out there.
Respect your women, and we are equal. But we are equal. Men and women are equal, but then you matter. Stop putting things kamo. Even if you can come to talk to Queen B, I will embrace you with open arms.
For sure. So also message to the kids.
To the kids. Oh, okay. Barabaga, respect your elders. Seek your talent. And go to school.
Alright.
Yeah.
Last one, what's your message to Cheza TV? To us, Cheza TV.
Cheza TV.
Yeah.
I believe so much in you.
For sure.
My wish for you is to grow in leaps and bounds because you are doing a very revolutionary thing.
For sure.
You share information to the people.
For sure.
So, Loroleng and Lebe national and international.
Yeah, global.
Yeah.
You know. Otherwise, this is Cheza TV, the voice of the streets. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see you in the next episode. Cheza.
Thank you.
Cheza.